Hello, and welcome to this week's FSA Meow. I am Meow1, and let me catch you up on what has happened this week. First off, we have a Ford static fire. It preformed multiple tests, and most of said tests are related to Ford's third flight test. While Ford's third flight test was successful, if you like finding small or large details and things, you may have noticed a couple of things. First, we had all 7 engines light up because there was not enough thrust to have it safely land. We are going to start the landing burn a bit earlier to scrub off a bit more velocity to ensure safe touchdown. Next, we have a few gimbaling tests because engine 3 in the row of engines that can gimbal did not start gimbaling until 40 seconds into flight. We are going to take a look at that engine to make sure it wasn't the flight computer's fault. Now, speaking of more tests, we have aerofin tests. These are enabled during re-entry through touchdown on the landing target, assuming the booster doesn't fail or the flight termination system doesn't trigger. But assuming all is successful, the aerofins are a very important part of getting a good landing accuracy when in the atmosphere. We have a pattern that we test the aerofins in. It can change based on how long the test is, why we are doing the test, and what stage of flight we are testing them for. If it were 10 seconds, because one failed on a hypothetical flight, and it was re-entry, we would adjust the pattern of test accordingly. Now we have a gimbal test, I think. Yeah, it's a gimbal test. So as we mentioned before, there would be some gimbal tests due to an issue on flight 3 of Ford. We also test these in a pattern. But if you have watched any of our launch live streams, then you have seen the pattern. If not, here it is. It's a little hard to spot, but if you go back in the video and look real hard, you can see it. It is more noticeable on our bigger rockets. Ah yes, now we have Shuttle Floppa version 2. If you have seen for Flight 3, then you have seen the Meow1 Kermit presentation. I won't spoil too much, but the flight should be in one of the corners on screen. It's a good flight, but back to Shuttle. It uses our new extraplanetary version 0. For engine. Same ones on Ford Exec, it uses 0.3. Anyways, it looks to be in the air doing some tests. Landing legs appear to be retracting. This shuttle should fly very soon. If you haven't seen this shuttle before, which I'm guessing most of you haven't, it has preformed multiple medium altitude flight tests. Most of them were successful, some of them were not. This is the second one produced, and it is flying for its third time. We are going to use this one for the first flight, assuming all goes well on its final high altitude flight test, which may or may not be live streamed. Looks like the shuttle is doing a turn. In the flight plans, this was planned to be a test. It also appears that the landing legs are not retracted. Must have just been a test of the hydraulic system. But put your predictions on what happens to the shuttle in the comments. No skipping ahead. Like that can stop you, haha. But my prediction is this will land successfully. 100% soft landing. But let's see what the shuttle is doing now. It looks like it's gliding to the target landing place to land. This is kind of a representation of what will happen soon. Now, while it's gliding, let's talk about how it will land. First, it will deploy its landing legs. Then it will start to pull up to scrub off velocity, and engine firing may happen to increase the time to land. Then it will land like a normal plane. Well, all of those things happen. Let's see what this shuttle will do on landing. I will stop talking now. Bit of a hard touchdown. I was mostly correct though. But let's hope we see this, but more successful version of that on this shuttle's last high-altitude flight test and first full flight to space. Well, you can see the parachutes deploy so the shuttle can slow down. The larger parachutes are abort chutes in case of abort. I guess that was a test as well. But our next thing here is exciting and a little outdated. It's for IFT-3E's fully integrated test. Are we go for propellant load?
Go for propellant load.
This is a little outdated because for IFT-3 has already happened. This is a test we do before launches. But since there's commentary there, I will stop talking now. I have been Meow1 and thanks for tuning in to this week's FSA Meow. Configuring FSA. FSA is configured for flight, initiating engine gimbal tests. Gimbals are configured for flight. Alright, go no go pull time, range.
Range is go.
Propellant is go for launch.
Recovery and avionics.
Recovery and avionics are go for launch.
Alright, all goes. Flight director is no go to proceed with the launch.